Well, I don't know who this gal is, but it's interesting. She says this COVID-19 is a cover up and that the system really died in 2008. Let's listen to this.
I mean, again, the REITs are making new highs, real estate investment trusts, those are making new highs. The home builders are making, are near highs, et cetera. But nobody really knows what the valuation on the real estate is going to be. So anybody that's buying, you always have to have a place to live and make your last stand. But anybody that would be buying REITs or real estate for speculation, they're out of their minds. They're just out of their minds. If I want to gamble with my wealth, I'll go to Las Vegas, and they'll be very happy to have me right now because they've been, shut down and decimated. But yet we've got pension plans, all these retirement plans. I mean, I got to tell you, globally, the pension system was in huge trouble, very severely underfunded, and this is true on a global basis. Well, now when this whole puzzle implodes, it's a great excuse, because what I see them doing, I just did this actually yesterday. Fed Chair Powell was on 60 Minutes, and I went through the transcripts of.
Let's look at what time this is. June 4th. Not that old.
What he said, and what I showed was lie after lie after lie and finger pointing. Everything was great before the pandemic, before coronavirus. It wasn't us. It wasn't the economy. The economy was fabulous. It's all the coronavirus, because the world would not have tolerated, the public would not have tolerated another bailout of the financial system. But they can use this coronavirus to hide a lot of garbage, and that's what they're doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I guess Paul was wearing his lavender tie again during that interview, huh? But
Yeah.
with what's going on right now, the markets, if you had to, or if you could make a percentage, how much of a percentage do you think with what's happening in the market right now is caused by a virus, or how much do you think is caused by past decades of Fed intervention and such?
I think 100% of it is the Fed intervention, because the system really died in 2008. All the data shows it.
Quote unquote. The system died in 2008 and all the data shows us. So this is just a cover up for global banks, catastrophic damage that was done before 2008, around 2008.
And so once they went in to manage these markets, then there was truly no good price discovery. So I would say, yeah, I mean, hey, if traders know that the Fed's going to give them money if they have a temper tantrum, well, guess what? But what people don't understand is number one, that's your money that the Fed is giving these guys, because it's taxpayer backed. We're responsible for it. And number two, the more that they do this, the less value in terms of purchasing power, which is the piece that impacts you and me the most, the less value that it has. So, for me, in this lull, as things are calm, the markets for physical gold and silver availability has eased up a bit. And I talked about this, and I'll talk about it again and again and again. This is the time not to become complacent and think, oh, the markets are up, so everything must be fine, and they have this under control. We all saw what the holes were when everybody was panicking. And this is the time to fill those holes. And for me, my mantra, food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and shelter. So where were your holes? Did you really have all the gold and silver that you need to execute that? Did you have enough toilet paper? I was able to share toilet paper because I I've been preparing for so long that I really, and I have my gardens, I didn't really have a hiccup at all, except I didn't have my Berkey water filter. So I did fill that hole. But, again, with silver for me is really about that barterability piece because.
All right, we're going to end it here. But I think the most important thing of this is preparation to fill these holes, because our financial system has collapsed worldwide, and this pandemic is showing that in many ways, and it will continue to show that. And there's a tough road ahead of us because of these holes that still exist. They still exist. And she mentioned those things. Let's go back and repeat those holes.
It's for physical gold and silver availability has eased up a bit. And I talked about this, and I'll talk about it again and again and again. This is the time not to become complacent and think, oh, the markets are up, so everything must be fine, and they have this under control. We all saw what the holes were when everybody was panicking. And this is the time to fill those holes. And for me, my mantra, food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and shelter. So where we're.
Go back and we look at those holes. Those holes they're still there. They have yet to be built up, and they're going to be built up. But there's going to be some really, really rough roads ahead because those fundamentals have not been built up and filled up like they need to be. This is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.